So example 2 here, we're going to look at the graph of a satellite radio company, and we're looking at total subscribers to the satellite radio, and then the years that the satellite radio has been in production. How many years have we actually had satellite radio? So in this graph, we've got, starts out at 0, 0, so when we've had no satellite radio subscribers, we were probably in year 0 or prior to that. Then we get to year 1, and in year 1, and this is in millions of customers. So in the very first year of production of a satellite radio, we had basically year 1, 0.8 of a million. 0.8 of a million, 0.8 million. That would be 800,000. So the first year satellite radio came into production, there were 800,000 people that started using it that very first year. Then we look at year 2. We've got 3.4 million, 3.4 million, and that's 3,400,000 that next year. And then the third year we're in production, we went to 9.2 million, so 9.2 million, just so you understand what these numbers are, is 9.2 million. Would be 9,200,000. So first year we had 800,000 people subscribing to satellite radio. The second year we had 3,400,000, and the third year it was 9,200,000. Year 4 here went to 15,200,000, and year 5 it went to 21 million people. So just so we understand the numbers, let me clear that off. So let's start talking about our situation now that you understand what the numbers mean. How much does the number of subscribers go up per year? Okay, well, we went from 0 to 800,000 in year 1. So our rise over our run, basically, how much are we going up each year? So we ran 1 year from 0 to 1 year, and we rised 800 million, or 800,000. Sorry, 800,000. So that's year 1 in the first year. In the second year, okay, again, our rise over our run. So we started at 0.8, and we went up to 0.3 or 3.4. We still went forward 1 year, so let's figure out what our rises. So that would be 3.4, subtract 0.8. So we've got to borrow 1 from the 3 and make that a 2. That becomes a 14. 14 minus 8 is 6. Bring our decimal straight down, and that would be 2. So we've got 2,600,000. Okay, let me clear up that so I've got some more room here. And then our third year, again, we're a rise over our run. We went forward 1 year, and we're going up. How much are we going up? So it would be 9.2 minus the 3.4, right? 9. Those two numbers right there is what you've got to subtract to figure out that distance from year 2 to year 3. So we subtract. We've got to borrow 1 from the 9, make it an 8. So 12 minus 4 is 8. Bring the decimal straight down. 8 minus 3 is 5. So that's 5,800,000. So then I go to the next year, from year 3 to year 4. And again, rise over run, rise over run. We ran 1 year again. And then we went up. So that would be 15.2 minus 9.2. So 15 minus 9 would be 6. So now we're at 6 million. And let me go back to blue, and we'll go from year 4 to year 5. So we'll go up here, rise over run for that last year over here. Again, we went forward 1 year, and we went up. So that's 21 minus 15.2. Got to borrow 1 from the 21, make that into a 20.10. Let's make that a little bit neater, sorry. So it would be 21 minus 15.2. 21 is 21.0. Borrow the one from there, bring it over here, so it's 10 minus 2 is 8. And then borrow 1 from the 2 and make that into a 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. So it's 5,800,000. And that wasn't quite enough room for all my zeros in there. So you can see that that first year we went from 0 up to 800,000. And then the second year we went from 800,000 to 2,600,000. Then we jumped all the way to 5,800,000. Then we kind of stayed the same after that. We went to 6 million and then back to 5,800,000. And in the big scope of picture of numbers, 5,800,000, 6 million, and 5,800,000 are pretty close. So we can kind of say it's leveling off. So how much does the number of subscribers go up each year? On the average, we can say it's about, 5.9 or 5.8 million. And we found, what's our slope of our line? Well, that's what we just did over and over and over again. Our slope of our line is also that 5.8 million. So you can see that the rate and the slope are one and the same. So how is the number of subscribers increasing relating to the slope? They are the same. Our rate and our slope are the same. Well, big picture stuff, who actually cares about the number of subscribers? Well, if we're going to go up the same number of subscribers each year, that means that the company that makes satellite radio would care a lot, because they have to produce the little devices that you buy, and they need to know how many to produce. You don't want to produce too many, because every year, something a little better comes out. If you make too many, then you're just going to be sitting there and you'll never be able to sell them, because next year you'll come out with a better unit. If you don't make enough, then, well, you're not going to maximize your profit, because people are going to want it and you're not going to have it to sell to them. So the satellite radio companies are who would use this information. And again, notice the biggest part here, your rate and your slope are the same thing when you're talking about a word problem.